Okay, we have with us live in our Oorah studios, Alan Stern. Alan, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for coming in. I understand you have a long-term, ongoing relationship with Oorah. And before we get started discussing that, tell us what you do for a living. I think it's very interesting.
Okay. I'm in the healthcare field. I'm also a part-time college professor teaching anatomy and physiology.
So you're not just somebody off the street. You're somebody who's been around the block and who has studied intently. And what is your relationship today with Oorah?
Well, Oorah has helped me, my family. My two younger children are presently, the older one is in yeshiva, and the younger one just started kindergarten. And we decided to start him with his Hebrew education right away.
How did you get introduced to Oorah?
Through my rabbi suggested that I look her up, and I did, and they've definitely reached out to my family in many different ways.
So what was the first event that you attended?
The first event that I attended with Oorah specifically would just be the fundraisers, and of course they've helped me with a Torah mate, which is someone that would teach me.
So now he's here with you. For those of you who are just listening, Shapsi Sorcher, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Sorcher, excuse me. The Torah mate, your Torah mate, is here with you in the studio. And how has that been? Learning with the Torah mate, has your life been enhanced at all since you've started learning with the Torah mate?
Absolutely. I've become much more conscious of my Jewish heritage. I think it's fantastic that my Torah mate takes, he's a young man who takes time from his very busy schedule and very unselfishly helps me learn Torah, learn many of the traditions, and learning many different ways of becoming a better Jew.
How long is a session?
There's no set time. I would say we do probably an hour at a time, 40 minutes to an hour, somewhere in there.
That's once a week?
Yes.
Shapsi, how'd you get into this end of it?
Well, I actually knew about Oorah for a long time. I actually was next door neighbors with Rabbi Leo Mintz, who really is the one behind this all. I guess I'm not really supposed to mention his name over here, but he probably is not too happy that I did.
I'll be here in a second. He's coming right now from his office to the studio.
But so I really was very familiar with Oorah throughout the years. I actually was at one of Oorah's first Chinese auction drawings in Rabbi Mintz's dining room, where he took out a big box and pulled some stubs, while we watched.
We've come a long way from that.
Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. But actually, the Torah mates, I've been thinking about it for a while, and I actually saw one of my neighbor's cars. He had hanging from the, the mirror, a Torah mate thing with the number. And I said, I'm just going to call. I've thought at the time that, I was thinking maybe I'm not qualified, et cetera, et cetera. I just left a message and started the ball rolling. And since then, I really have no regrets at all.
But do you feel like, I think a lot of people, what has it, you're teaching, I guess, kind of, or you guys are learning together. What do we asked Alan how learning with a Torah mate has enhanced his life. How has learning with a Torah mate enhanced your life?
Well, first of all, it's quite enjoyable to learn with a guy like Alan every week for 45 minutes. But there's more than that, because in two ways I feel it really enhances my life. There's a big thing to be able to teach someone Torah. It's a big, tremendous merit. But what I feel is that really inspires me is that there are very basic fundamentals of Judaism and about mitzvahs that we all know as children. And in fact, I think that every person who went through the yeshiva system or Beis Yaakov system fully qualified to be Torah mates. They've got all the information that there is. But because we all know this, we just tend to forget it. We tend to be unfocused and not be aware of what we're really doing and the significance of it. As for mitzvahs, as for every aspect of Yiddishkeit, it sort of slowly falls into you get into the road and routine. When you're learning with a Torah mate, and you're on a weekly basis going through these basic principles and explaining to them, why we do mitzvahs and what are we doing, the significance behind it, you really, really feel the difference. You feel your life being so much enhanced, where it really comes to life. All the things you're learning.
So someone, that definitely sounds like a great idea for anybody who wants to get involved in the Torah Mate program.
Yeah, definitely. I think people.
Excuse me 1 second. We just want to give the station ID now at the 11 o'clock hour. And, of course, we are listening on WMCA, 570 AM, and, of course, on Superstation WABC, 770 AM, Chicago WCGO, 1590 AM, Lakewood WMDI, 107.9 FM, Baltimore WVIE, 1370 AM, Miami WZAB, 880 AM, Toronto CJMR, 1320 AM. All stations will go till 4 o'clock, and it's fascinating to listen to the two of you. By the way, I want to mention that everybody that's listening there, you can become a Torah mate. You can become a Torah mate, and as you heard, you don't need any special talents. You have to love people. So if you don't love people, but you have to love people, and you have to be willing to teach and to learn. Because you'll find that just as much as you teach, you'll also learn. The number to call is 732-730-1000, and that's extension 116. I want to remind everybody that this is not just an appeal for money. We want to get Torah mates. We want to get people to come into Boys Zone and Girls Zone. We want to get people to put up sukkahs. We want to get people to send out packages. But we also want you to call 1-877-7-AUCTION, 1-877-7-AUCTION.
Alan, what kind of people do you think would benefit from contacting Oorah, based on your experience?
I would say anyone who wants to learn more about their heritage, re-identify or further their identity with the Jewish faith.
I feel that people who potentially are thinking about being a Torah mate have a tremendous misconception about the people who want Torah mates. That is, they feel like kiruv is something where you're trying to win a guy over, convince a guy, debate a guy. You've got to watch every word, sound really sophisticated, have a great vocabulary, and it's so not true. The people who call up Oorah are Jews like Alan Stern who just they want to reconnect. They want to be educated. They're asking you to dig into your wealth of knowledge, which I said every single person who went through yeshivas and Beis Yaakovs have that wealth of knowledge. They don't even realize that, and there are people out there that all they want is just teach me, just educate me. I want to know. I'm not here to fight with you. I'm not here to do, don't be scared of me. You don't got to answer any tough questions. They'll be more than happy to let you call up. I have a wonderful Torah Mate coordinator, Mordechai Beer, who's there for me for any questions. And you'll find your chavrusa makes it a tremendously pleasurable experience, and there's nothing to be scared of.
And from my standpoint as well, it has been very comfortable, and not only with Shabzi, but Rabbi Beer as well has always been there to make everything. Anytime I've needed something, the family's needed something, or has definitely stepped forward in many ways, as I said.
We are very impressed that a man of your intelligence and experience finds it rewarding, and we wish you continued growth in your learning and your Torah.
Thank you.
Personal growth. And Shapsi, thank you for being part of Oorah, and continue the great work.
You're very welcome. Rabbi Beer told me there's a lot of people that he has to say no to, people like Alan, people that are normal people, intelligent people that try to sign up online, and he just doesn't have enough people. If I'm calling out there for everyone, give it a call, leave a message, get the ball rolling. Nobody's going to put you to something which you won't be able to do or not comfortable doing. Mordechai Beer is a wonderful person. Just call up today.